And we are recording. And actually, we're live. No, we're recording. No, we're live. Now you don't know who to believe.
I know who not to believe.
Yeah, I see. Well, welcome to the Mr. Beasley Show. This is Mr. Beasley, who is in charge of the operation, and 8 years old, and hopefully we'll find CBD soon.
Have you, does he take CBDs?
Not yet, but he should. He's a wreck. He's got some serious separation. He's got separation anxiety so
About
bad.
What? From whom?
He seems to like me. I know that seems inconceivable at this time, but it's true.
Well, I read a thing one, and I made sense. It stuck with me. The dogs, you know, you're coming back. They never. Every time you leave, they're like, "Is this it?"
Well, and it never has been. I mean, Lord willing, I'll try to drive safely on the way home. But I mean, you know. But yeah.
What about the goddamn theme?
What about it? All right, let's see if I can find that here somewhere in the archives.
I could almost even play. You want me to try?
You know how to do that? No. Okay, I got it. I got it right here. We'll cancel each other out if we both do it. Here we go.
1, 2.
We've been canceling each other out for decades. Here we go.
Here's Jack. Here's Jack. Jack. Here's Jack. Here's Jack.
There you
Here
go.
we are. Very exciting. Hey, we have new sponsors.
We do.
We do. This is really exciting. I made an account with Max. Say hello to Max, the Maximum 120 millimeter cigarette. Did you know that cigarettes were measured in millimeters? I did not know that, because every millimeter is a new puff in pleasure. So
really, is that what it says?
No, something like that. Let's see here. A lot longer than 100s. So when they say like 100s, okay. Yet not a penny more. And in these tight times, you're going to get 20 millimeters more nicotine. So say hello to Max. That's right. Also in these snowy times, we're gonna get this add-on plow here.
Wow.
This is pretty exciting. I actually want that. It's so
it looks like one of those really terrible old mini bikes.
yeah
with a little rinky-dink shovel attached to it.
I wonder if they've compensated for the idea of ice.
Place your order now.
Yes, we want to beat the Christmas rush. And finally, oh, sorry. Do you need more? There you go.
Well, yeah. See, and look what the guy's wearing. You think he's in a blizzard? I mean, let's be a little realistic. If you're up snowblowing, you're not going to be wearing that. You're going to have gloves on, for God's sake.
Well, that's a Florida. That's a Florida snowblower. So.
That's about right.
Pretty exciting. And I made we have a new account with the Cleveland, Ohio Chamber of Commerce. That's right. Come to Cleveland.
Oh, my God.
Let us know how your trip was.
Show that to Mel.
Have you ever been? That's right. He's a Cleveland man. Have you ever been in Cleveland?
Once.
It doesn't seem like you're scrambling to get back.
That was fine. It was fun. I went for a Packers game there at the Cleveland Stadium. When it was right next to, I don't know if it still is, right next to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Sure. Absolutely. So, like, what's the worst city you've ever been in? Like a city where you're like, God, I will never again. Trash them. They won't mind.
Well,
don't say Newburgh. You can't say Newburgh.
No, I wouldn't say Newburgh. I want to live. Blackie would have separation anxiety when I disappear. I don't know if it's the worst. This isn't the worst city, but the worst airport attached to a city that I've ever been to is Lafayette, Louisiana. It was awful.
I feel like it's not an international airport.
No.
Airport.
It was so bad, and then of course
How
we had
bad
weather.
Was it?
So I got my flight was supposed to leave at 9 a.m. I was there at 8, and the whole place. I was like, oh, I'm so glad I'm getting out of here, because the place smelled. It's like they had a cafeteria line set up for food, but the stuff that they were making was just so god awful smelling. And then of course my flight got delayed, and it was when there was all kinds of tornadoes and stuff in Tennessee and all kinds of things. So I ended up there like 11 hours. And one time I was so hungry that I went and got one of those trays and I started sliding down the line. And I got closer and closer, and the closer I got to the smell of food, I went, I just can't do it. That's the worst travel experience that I think I've ever had. I finally got out and got a flight to Memphis where I had to stay overnight at an airport hotel. I didn't give a shit. I was so happy to get out of Lafayette, Louisiana.
Louisiana,
right? And the city itself is fine,
is it?
but
Okay.
oh my god, just the worst. What about you? Which city? What?
Nerve-wracking. Speaking of Ohio, I can tell you Canton was weird, which is where the Football Hall of Fame is, I believe.
Yes, NFL. I've heard it's windy and dirty. I heard.
Yes, that actually is pretty accurate.
And that's from a Canton native.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah,
no, yeah, and
what?
I was there for a lame reason too. I was working. It was video store number 1 out of 4, and they at that time the Nintendo Entertainment System was big, and so what my boss would do is fill a U-Haul truck with Nintendo games, used, pre-owned, that we would take in, and he would sell them at various video game shows that were being held in gymnasiums across the country. So he had me drive the U-Haul to Canton, Ohio for a video game show.
He let he trusted you to drive a U-Haul that far?
Blew my mind.
Oh my god.
And it was a horrible ride in, and the truck didn't handle well. It was all terrible. And I get to Canton, I think, man, I could just use a beer. Little did I know, at least at that time, that after 6 p.m., Canton is dry.
Wow.
So,
that sucks.
Yeah, that wasn't very good. But it was interesting because the guy, I was supposed to meet someone there who was going to help me sell and set up and everything. This is at that time I was 20, 21 maybe when this was all going down. So this 60-year-old dude shows up with a 30-year-old gal wrapped around him, and we were all supposed to share a hotel room. So it was two beds, 2 queen-size beds. Finally, I found a Dunkin' Donuts to go to because the noise was just too great coming from the other.
Oh my god, that's terrible.
So that was my experience in Canton. You can't get a beer. It's dirty and windy, and everyone's having illicit sex near a mere 3 feet away.
God,
didn't enjoy that at all. No, that wasn't fun.
Oh.
Yes, and then the people who were buying, it's funny because Ohio is a little more southern than I bet a lot of people think. Because there's a drawl. There's a drawl. Yeah. I mean, it must, and so everyone came up to me at the show and said, "Hey man, you got them Tendo tapes?" And I'm just like, I don't know what that means. Then I'm like, oh, Nintendo cartridges. To them, they're Tendo tapes.
Tendo
got it.
Tapes.
All right, real good. Okay, I may have a few. Anyways, so Valentine's Day. We're coming off of Valentine's.
Yeah.
Was yours eventful? Speaking of, whatever we were speaking of.
It was Blackie's 11th birthday. Oh, that's cool. You couldn't wait to fire that up there. You are a lunatic.
Itchy finger.
Yeah,
Jack and I had a selection of gals who threw themselves at us because we are famous here on the show.
Here we go.
Yeah, these are the 4 that I don't know how your weekend went, but
what about you? I didn't. Nothing for you. Valentine's Day is one day I'm grateful to be unattached.
Yes,
it's like it's hard to live up to the hype. I mean,
forced romanticism is not terribly romantic.
Yeah, I mean, it can be fun. I like the whole thing. People are giving cards and stuff. It's fun.
Chocolate's great. Big fan.
Yeah. But it's like, how many flowers? How many times you got to do something different? You got to figure it out. I know you can. It's just like, it's like I don't know how many times I was like, oh my god, tomorrow's Valentine's Day. How did that happen? It's like
at 11:55 at night the day before. Jack's like, oh my god,
God,
find it all night Walgreens.
Yeah. So it was Valentine's Day, but it was also Winter Festival this weekend in Cedarburg, and this morning I got one of those alerts from Facebook saying 6 years ago today, and it was a picture of you and me in the gymnasium on that when they were doing the pancake breakfast
Yeah,
thing. I think we
they're
were there on
still
a
doing
Sunday
that.
morning.
Yeah,
Yeah.
still going on.
And I think that's the first time you met Dr. Kelly. I introduced her to you, and we had her
I
on
believe
then
so.
after that. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
she's not returning my calls anymore.
I ran into Dr. Kelly and Chef Ted a Saturday night at Whistler's before
perfect.
I went to the movie theater at the Rivoli.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're fun. They're nice
They
people.
are fun. Absolutely. We miss be nice to have them back on, at least one or both of them on sometime.
Yeah.
You know, we'll do like a Saturday Night Live 50, which they did this weekend. 50 years of SNL.
Did you watch?
I've been chipping away at it throughout the day. I have the Peacock app, and so I didn't watch it live, but I've been watching it, and it's fun. There's some funny stuff there. I was surprised what they did in prime time. They call them the not ready for prime time players. They definitely pushed the boundaries there a little bit. Oh my God!
I saw a Meryl Streep skit that looked pretty funny.
It was very funny. It was about it. That was the dirtiest of the ones I've seen so far.
The alien.
Oh my gosh! Yes, I mean, her and Kate McKinnon are just.
Kate McKinnon is hilarious.
Yeah,
She's
good stuff.
I heard also rave reviews about the Friday night they had all the musical acts from Saturday Night Live over the years. They had a special concert.
Mm-hmm.
I heard great things.
I haven't seen that yet, but I mean, it was stacked. Jeez, the acts they got would,
Devo.
It's Devo. Devo was there. Perfect. Excellent. Get evolutionized.
That's right. Can't go on without him.
Absolutely.
But Cedarburg was hopping with the Winter Festival. That was good. The ice
busy,
carvings were. You know what I noticed walking around downtown Cedarburg? It's a lively place on a weekend night. And it's not just because of the Winter Festival. I mean, people are bouncing between places, and it's a walkable little burg here. Yeah. So that's nice. I mean,
livelier than ever. I mean, I don't, my family, or I moved to Cedarburg in 2006 and was asked to leave in 2015.
You lasted that long?
Lasted that long, yes. The town fathers came to me and said, "You seem like Saukville material to us." So here I am.
There you are.
But I still got your library. So,
but they have our friends at the Union House. Place was
busy.
Well, busy. Yeah. Right across the street is Lime Cantina, and then a couple blocks south is what's the bed and breakfast that has Stagecoach. Yeah, they have live music there, and then Whistler's was serving up food and drinks. It was, and I didn't even get to the near where you were at the Luau at the Central. What a shocker!
I didn't go. Well, I had on Friday. So speaking of hopping, Valentine's Eve, Friday night, my kid was going to a concert at Turner Hall.
Which kid?
Milwaukee. Mallory.
Okay.
Mallory and her friend were heading down some band that plays, rock and roll.
She's high school, right?
She's 18.
18, okay. Good to go there. Yeah.
Needed a ride. So I was Daddy Uber.
Wow.
And
and back?
Yeah.
Did you rock out down there?
No, I did. It was not. I had no ticket for the concert, so I had to kill time for 3 hours.
Wow.
But let's talk about the weather Friday night, shall we?
It was snowy again, wasn't it?
It was a squall.
A squall.
Oh my God!
The snow came down. I think we got more on Friday night than we did the original blizzard on Thursday or whatever.
Yes, we did.
So what did you do?
Besides being white knuckled and panicked, what's interesting about downtown Milwaukee / East Side that's different from Ozaki. We're very spoiled out here in Ozaki County because our plows and salters hop on it right away. I mean, it starts coming down, they hit it. Milwaukee has a different plan. They wait till it's all done, no matter what time, 3 a.m., 4 a.m. Until that time, skate in your car.
And it really is skating.
And my little Chevy Cruze, not exactly designed for this kind of stuff. Little Korean made, hockey puck.
That's American.
It's got an American, skin.
You can tell because they don't spell cruise right.
They misspelled cruise. That's true. Cruz. So that was in the old Cruz, and parts of downtown Milwaukee, it's hillier than you imagine.
It doesn't take much when it's coming down with the snow and it's greasy like that.
There were at least 2 hills where it was one of those, and
where did you go? You didn't drive the whole time.
Well, so initially dropped him off at Turner, which big crowd they were doing. That was fine.
Where
And
that?
I was with
Turner. Oh yeah, right
Turner
near
Hall.
the okay.
Yeah. And my kid Zoe was with me for moral support because I needed someone. And
you dragged her along.
Yes.
Well, then you can't go into a bar and hang out with her.
Not too much, no. But we went to Comet. We went over to the Comet Cafe, which had been closed for a while and is now reopened, and that was great. Great coffee.
Not with it.
No, you don't Comet on Farwell. That's been there. It's a staple. Is there forever, ever. And then it closed around the pandemic, and now it's back and stronger than ever. They served dinners and food, and they looked like they had a fish fry going that night. I, of course, had coffee and pie.
What kind of pie?
The one that you've been raving about, honey pie or something. Is that the one that you went to in
Honey
in
Pie
Bayview?
Cafe? Yeah.
That's it. They get their pie from them. I had the apple.
You would.
2 slices.
What else did they have? What other choices did they have?
Oh, they had a lot, but I was in the mood for apple.
Oh my God!
I wanted apple pie.
Oh my God!
It was delicious.
Oh,
it was stellar. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, they're great.
But it came to about 8:30, and I had till 11 to kill. And they're like, "We're closing early because this is bad." And I understood, but I'm like, "Okay, now what?" So crafty and resourceful as I am, I opened up my phone and saw the Oriental was playing. I was like, okay, here's a 8 o'clock showing of some Brazilian documentary or something. I don't care. I'll go watch something about Pinochet. Just give me something. We're homeless here. We have to find somewhere to go. So we trudged over to the Oriental. All showings are canceled tonight. We're closing down early. So I'm like, well, Zoe, we might be napping in the car for 2 hours. I have no idea at this point. And luckily, of course, I do have a child who lives on that side of town, and Jamie was home, and they were lovely and took me in. So I called and said, "Just take in your old man,
or at least your sister,
so
I can go hit a few bars."
Some member of your family. So that was my Friday night. The ride home was wild. On the freeway, it was still half cleared. I would say you couldn't see the lines, so you got four lanes of traffic just sort of doing their own thing.
Yeah.
It was
and then when the tire ruts pass through the ice and snow and slush, and then if you get off the rut, you're kind of
it was a hoot. That's why I should have gone down to the east side with one of these, I guess.
Oh my God,
it was wild. I but Mallory never asked for anything. This is her once a year thing. I'm like, we are doing this for you because you're a good kid, and so
that's nice.
Damn it, we're gonna do it. So
that's nice. I've got a new pie which is right in your neighborhood, a new pie connection. Friends of mine opened a bar and restaurant in Saukville.
You're talking about Caddyville, aren't you?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
I ought to go so bad. Their fish fry looks terrific too.
Yes.
I will. It's very close to me.
And each week they have a special pie. She makes the wife there makes the pie there.
Why are you telling me this?
Because it's right in your neighborhood. Pie this week is French silk.
Oh, jeez, eat it.
Also made the week before that, it was a fruit pie. I can't recall. Cherry. It was cherry.
Yeah.
Yes. And she's. I would think so.
I would think so.
I haven't been there yet, but I want to.
Be like, put it in your pocket, take it home.
It's cool. You know how they have the car on the outside of
the half Cadillac,
yeah, and you know it's open when the headlights are on.
Yes. The they were I mean, that was they've been working on that for probably a year and a half.
What?
Easily. I mean, that has been just that was dormant. It was some sort of
dormant.
Some sort of tavern before that was kind of the I had no desire to enter. But I guess they've gutted the whole place, and the pictures I've seen, it looks like did a hell of a job. It's really pretty in there, and I hope they do well because that's cool. Pie and fish fry.
Yeah, very nice people. Jeff and Tammy Shane are the names.
Yep. Cool.
Very nice.
Yeah, I will be there eventually, and I will report back.
Okay. Yeah. Yes. But some of the specials, they sound like it's not your typical bar food either.
No. And in fact, I think they do brunch there too, which is badass.
Do they?
You do, and so I would say its bar trappings are probably meager at best. I think it seems more of a restaurant. Is probably the thrust.
I don't know. Anyway. Go there. Let me know.
Too. Yeah, I will.
Get some pie. Let me know. I'm a pie guy.
Yeah.
Pie overcade.
So you had a nice interview today with someone?
I did, with Craig Mather, who is one of the Barricade Boys. The name Barricade. Do you know anything about him?
Not as much as I should.
We spoke. Craig was still in London. They're leaving tomorrow for the U.S. to start the tour. There are 4 Barricade Boys, but they had different ones throughout the year. But the 2 main guys met. Everybody who's ever been a Barricade Boy has been in either the movie or Broadway or London's West End version of Les Mis. And that's where they get the Barricade Boys name from.
Yes.
And so they do versions of musical songs that aren't exactly. He goes, we don't just sing the song. That's boring. He said, like, for example, they'll. He did a thing. He has one of his favorite songs is "Bring Him Home," which is right out of Les Mis, and he does it with an acoustic guitar. So and that's it. I mean, so they do. And they said it. He said it's high energy. A lot of people like to dance. They do. This is I think the name of this tour is Broadway something. So they'll be doing it from a lot of different songs from famous Broadway shows, not just Les Mis. But then they mix in, they'll say like stuff from Elton John and
nice.
Yeah, really good. Sound a very nice guy and is stoked. And I said, I'm glad you're not here today because it's just brutally cold. He's like, and I told him, he goes, what's that in Celsius? I have no idea.
It actually is not on the Celsius scale. That's how bad.
Don't even think about it. It won't be that bad when you come. No. It's supposed to be like 30s or something.
Yeah.
So he was great and looking forward to the show. It's this
CPAC.
Yes, this Saturday night, 7:30, the Barricade Boys, and the CPAC has made available 5 pairs of tickets for the show.
Absolutely.
That you can register to win, or you don't even have to register to win. Here's all you got to do. Bulldog is putting a crawl along the bottom of the screen. That's going to have the number of the CPAC. So the first 5 people who call, and usually it's not full-time staff, you can leave a voicemail. Leave a voicemail with your contact info at the Cedarburg PAC. The number is 262-888-3341. That's 262-888-3341. So call that number.
Standard rates apply.
Tickets. And these tickets are not, they're nothing to sneeze at. It's great. Tickets normally $60 a person. So it's a great show.
It's a good deal and a great show. Yeah, absolutely.
So, and if you don't score the tickets, but you really want to see a really nice review of Broadway musicals and popular songs, it's CPAC is a wonderful place to take in a show.
Yeah.
You got to sneak in your own booze because it's on school grounds, but
that is true.
Other than that,
bring your own Jell-O. There you go.
Oh man, we got to get you back with Dr. Ben. Dr. Ben's on fire. He's all over the place. He's doing well.
Well, we'll run him too after this. Yeah. So after this, you will see Jack's interview with a barricader,
Craig Mather.
And after Craig, we'll run Dr. Ben. That's a lot of entertainment here on the
it is.
CPL
knowledge
channel.
Entertainment and fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So
cool. All right. Well, what else you got cooking this week?
I don't know. That's a big deal.
Yeah.
Something's going on Thursday. I don't know what it is though.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've lost it.
No.
I went to the Rivoli. I was telling you to get to the Rivoli. That's another easy thing about Cedarburg. It's easy to get in and out of the Rivoli to go to a movie. It's $4. It is so funny. I went to the website before I went, and it says cash only. There's very few places that only take cash.
That is very true.
No card of any kind. So it's like, oh God, I'm glad I looked. So bring your cash. Jerry and Alice will take it for sure.
They'll be delighted to take your cash.
Yes. But it's a nice setting for a show.
It's a great little theater, actually, and well-maintained old theater. It's, that building's been around forever, and it's actually, the sound system's really good there, too. They really, they must have boosted that thing. And, you just saw a movie with music in it, and you can profess if it was good or,
That's great.
Sounds great, yeah.
One of the few things you've ever said that's right is that there's just any movie you see, it's different on the big screen. Even if you have a big screen TV at home, it's not the same. It's just not.
It's not. And it's cool. We have the that resource in town. Not a lot of towns have a single screen, theater like that. It's extremely cool. And $4 admission, cheaper in the afternoons and on the weekends. And they're concessions. You don't have to bring your mortgage or your
cash only.
Cash only, but not a lot of cash. You do okay. You can get a fistful of really bad food for not a lot of money. Not bad food,
just bad for you.
Bad for you food, I should say. The popcorn's great though. Fine popcorn.
You're a big popcorn guy. What do you got? What about the Cedarburg Author Circle? What do you got to say about them?
We are cooking. We have sort of a rough draft of what the annual Gazette will look like.
Is the Gazette going to be a printed piece, or is it just going to be an online piece, or what's going to happen?
Hang on, my cat's eating milk, and she shouldn't. Hey, stop it! Sorry. If she eats milk, I have a lot more litter box.
Go ahead.
No, she's good. She's done. She listens to me as opposed to most people. No, the literary journal is people have submitted pieces from our authors circle, our authors writers group that meets first Wednesday of the month. If you are somebody who likes to scribble, then you should come on in.
Yep, and it's not too late to join in.
No,
right?
No, certainly not. We'd like to have everything locked in, final drafts by April 1st. So that is coming. I mean, that is on its way. But
even if you don't want to submit something for the Gazette, the publication is here. You still want to sit in with some other writers and talk writing and get tips and hear other things and kind of trade secrets and critique each other gently. Very gently.
We're a warm, inviting group, except when Jack shows up. So.
That's right. Or Gabby Hayes.
Yes. Oh no, those days are over.
Yes. So it's the first Wednesday of every month.
Yep.
At the library, 6:30 to 7:45.
About that.
Yeah.
Until the lady on the loudspeaker says something. Yeah, exactly.
So is the Gazette it's not gonna be printed, right? It's an online.
We will print one that we'd like to circulate through the Cedarburg Public Library. So if you want to read a hard copy, that's fine. There'll be ebooks available for a nominal fee, so we can make next year's a little cooler. That's the thing. It's just we want to build this and see how long we can go. And it's funny because the guide, I keep calling it guide like it's it's a travel guide. The Gazette will come out hopefully in May.
I was going to say when.
And I would say by the June meeting, we'll be talking about next year's version. So if you don't make it into this one, don't worry. Just come to the June, come before. And it's going to keep rolling. It's very exciting. I like it. It's fun. It's when I introduced this 8 months ago or 9 months ago, you don't know if it's, but it seems like it's going to work. So that's exciting. That's cool.
One of the things I loved about A Complete Unknown, that Dylan movie, is it just oozes with love for writing. And it's writing, songwriting, but it's still writing. And it's just it's fantastic.
Dylan won the Pulitzer for writing. By maybe 5 years ago, 6 years ago, something like that. So I mean,
I think
longer,
even longer. Yeah,
it might be longer, but
it's funny. They said they at the end they have like Pete Seeger and Bob Dylan reunited after and did this benefit concert for Woody and blah blah blah, and it said and Bob he's put out 40 albums since the first one. I think he's got 50 maybe.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, it's like every 2 years.
Yeah, and they put Joan Baez did this, and she had this song about their tempestuous relationship.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing was, Dylan, they said all these things that he did at the end. Said in 2000, I'm just going to make up a number, 17, he won the Pulitzer Prize for literature. Yeah, and then it comes on underneath. He did not attend the ceremony.
No. Yeah, it's there are some artists like that, which is kind of cool. Actually, there's a strange version of integrity there, I guess. Yeah. So. Cool. Well, awesome. Well, you still have a few more days to check that movie out over at the Rivoli. So do so. All right, folks. Well, that is a show for this week. We'll be back next week with more stuff.
This is the show for the week of February 17th.
We're gonna have on Tony the Child Drunkard next week. So come on
good.
out. We'll see.
Excellent. We'll compare notes. Yeah, and don't forget the Barricade Boys at the CPAC this Saturday night, 7:30. Tickets available, cedarburgpac.com or 262-888-3341.
First 5, get you round up some tickets.
That's
Get
right.
to go. Very
That's
cool.
right.
Next up, it's Craig and it's Ben, and we're done.
Excellent. All right.
See you next time, everybody.
Later, dude.
Take care. Boop. Oh, I got to push 2 buttons to make.
Hello, I am here with Craig Mather, one of the Barricade Boys, who is going to be performing live at the Cedarburg Performing Arts Center this coming Saturday evening, the 22nd of February. And I'm thrilled to have Craig. You're joining us from, as we love to say here, across the pond. When do you start? When are you heading over the pond and starting in America?
We're coming across the pond tomorrow morning, so we'll probably be landing. I think we fly to Philadelphia and then on to Pennsylvania, I think. Yeah, so
okay,
a long day traveling tomorrow.
Have you toured the U.S. before?
Yeah, we've done the last few years on and off. Yeah, we've been all over.
How long? Well, tell us about the Barricade Boys for the people who don't know. I have a son who played Jean Valjean in a high school production, so I have some information. I have some knowledge of it, but certainly not like you do. So please tell us about the Barricade Boys.
Well, I too started. That was my Les Mis. That's what started my Les Mis journey. Was actually playing Valjean in the school edition myself. So
excellent.
Was that? Did you say it was your son?
Yes. Yeah, my son.
Yeah. Well, hello, Will. So we all met on the production of Les Mis in London's West End. We were either in the Hollywood movie, we were in the international tour, or in the West End production of Les Mis. And we're a group of gentlemen that sing all sorts of genre of music, and we provide a really good time. It's great entertainment, some fun dance moves, some great vocals, and a live band. So it's a really great entertaining evening. So
on your website, it says you blend the music of musicals with pop, rock, and swing music. Is that a correct description?
Yeah, we do so much in our show. We do. We do some rock, British rock. We do some rock and roll. We do some music.
Oh, we lost Craig. We're recording, so this will be no problem.
Hello.
Oh, we lost you there for a moment, Craig.
Another Barricade Boys was just trying to ring me. I don't know whether I don't know whether he was. Don't know.
Okay, no problem. You were where you were. We're recording this. It's not live, so don't. We're all good. So you stopped. You were last thing you said was rock and roll. You blend in rock and roll, and then out you went.
Yeah.
So
we do a bit of musical theatre. We do. We do all sorts of genre. Really. I mean,
cool.
I don't think we tick every box.
Do you have a favorite that you prefer?
To be honest, my favourite song we do in the show is probably "Bring Him Home" from Les Mis.
Why is that? Is that you? Are you a solo on that one?
No, it's all 4 of us, and it's just that song just means so much to me. Because I guess maybe like your son Will, it was the start of my journey playing Valjean, and then I got to play Marius in London's West End, and yeah.
Wow, you got 2 of the coolest parts. Performance. Very nice.
I'm not quite old enough for Valjean yet, apparently.
No, I could play him if I could sing and dance, but otherwise I'm perfect. Well, very cool. Marius, and he's the romantic lead, so you really had quite a difference in the roles. Do you have a preference of the 2? Which one you like better?
Probably. It was different. Valjean, you can't beat that.
Yeah.
And it's like you scream your heart out at the beginning. You got some amazing ballads. I think you go through the full journey. Whereas Marius is a bit, he's romantic lead the whole way through.
Right.
But I played Marius over 1,000 times in London. So
really,
I did. Yeah.
Wow. What is it about and I'll get off Les Mis, but I have to. What is it about Les Mis that makes it so universally loved and followed?
I don't know. I think it's timeless. I think it could go on. It's relevant to every stage of your life. I think you can relate to any character. at some point. I also think it's become very, very. It's more like I wouldn't say a cult classic, but certainly when I started, there was more young people involved in Les Mis than there were ever before. I think. I don't know whether social media's done that or whether the 25th anniversary kind of boosted that, but I think it appeals to everybody.
Very cool. And so there are 4 of you of Barricade Boys at on stage, correct? And do you have musical accompaniment as well?
Yeah.
How does that work?
So we have our musical supervisor that travels with us, James Dougherty. He's fantastic. He does all the arrangements. They come out of his amazing brain, and he's on the keys. And then we have an American band, people that play on Broadway when they're not with us, and we meet them in the States, so they come and meet us wherever the venue is. And
nice. Well, I think you'll like the Cedarburg venue. We're a small town. We're like a historic, nothing compared to London as far as years back. But the Performing Arts Center itself is a beautiful, really well put together for acoustics. I think we've never heard anything besides raves of people who come. I can't believe we have that kind of a stage and setting for such a small town. A bird, if you will. So it should suit you extremely well and really help you deliver.
Yes, if a room is really good, the acoustics in the room is great. It helps us as vocal harmony people. Because obviously you can hear yourself, and it's not just a big blur, So that'll be really helpful. Will we be seeing you there, Jack?
You bet. I will be there. Barricade is reference to Les Mis, correct? The Boys in the Barricade. What would you say to people who haven't heard of you, are considering attending the show? What would you say to them to say, hey, take a chance? This is what we have for you.
Oh, wow. If you're up for a good time, I mean, the majority of people that come to our shows in the US have no idea who we are. And they always come and say that they've had the best show, that it's been the best show they've ever seen. So, I mean, that's quite a high standard, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
That is honestly what we get every time we perform. And we are so humbled by that. But yeah, I guess if you want to have the best night of your life, come and see the Barricade Boys.
It seems to me that there are plenty of songs that you'll catch yourself singing along to, even if you didn't realize it was going to be part of the show. It seems like that's a big part of what you have going on. And the energy you bring, I can tell the energy, you improve my energy. It's morning here in the States.
What time is it there? What's it, 11?
It's 10:20 a.m. right now.
Oh, 10:20. Sorry, yeah.
We're a 6-hour where we are. We're in the Central. So I don't need my 8th cup of coffee anymore. Thank you. I just talked to you. That does it well. Very cool. What do you say to people who, if they have kids and they're thinking about getting them involved in music theater, how does it help a young person, whether they pursue a professional career in it or not? Could you answer that for me, please?
Yeah. So it improves confidence. It's a bit like being a football fan, I think. A soccer fan for us. Sorry, football. I mean, whatever sport you're into.
Right.
I think if you're part of a community and people that all feel and think the same as you, it's a team, isn't it? You feel like you belong somewhere. So I think that theatre community, more than any, is that. Also, just it builds your confidence. I think it's fun. It's a good thing to pass your time. It's not like it's gaming or anything, is it? It's just,
no. Well, and to that point, I mean, it's unexpectedly, as a parent of a music theater kid, it's unexpectedly physical. You get a lot of exercise doing. You don't see a lot of out of shape Barricade Boys running around.
No. Sure. Yeah. Not when we're touring, certainly. No.
I have a feeling you stick with it pretty well. Yeah. That was a huge thing that I saw. I knew that no matter what my son Will decided to go into or pursue, he would be able to do it. You're always talking to people, no matter what you do in your life. Whether socially, professionally, what have you, and that's just such a music theater just provides such a launching pad.
I think we forget, certainly. Like my wife is as an actor as well, and we forget, because obviously we're so in our own world, that when you like all the interview for normal jobs, if you want, or you meet people that we call them muggles, because muggle people. And if you get the Harry Potter reference there.
Yes.
Yeah, so people forget that we're so, social. We can, we're just easy to get on with and talk to and have fun with, and it is a great launch pad for that, as you said.
Excellent. How long does the show run approximately? Is it like over an hour and a half, something like that? I don't know for sure.
Yeah, so I think we have two versions of the show, depending on the theatre. So we do a 90-minute version, so an hour and a half with no interval, and then we do a 2-hour version but with an interval. So yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, I'm glad you're not here today. Nothing personal, but it is like negative 14 wind chill Fahrenheit, which I know you're Celsius bound, but it's believe me, it's just freaking cold.
So what is that? What's that in Celsius? That's
I don't know. It's so low you don't even want to think about it. That's how bad it is.
Oh my days! I don't know. I need to pack my bag again.
Well, it's supposed to ease up somewhat. It'll be normal winter by the time you get here.
Winter.
Yeah, which is like 30-ish Fahrenheit. You have to look up the conversion, but
So that's about -7, is it? Yeah.
Don't forget a sweater is what I would recommend.
I'm wearing one now. Maybe I'll just keep it on and just add to it.
Layer it up, baby.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be great.
Do a Joey from Friends, if you get the reference.
Yes. Do you have any questions you wanted to ask about the theater or the place or anything?
No. How many people does it hold roughly?
Like about roughly 600.
Okay.
So yeah. And it's really a nice little but excellent theater built with just your type of performance in mind. We use it a lot for community theater as well, but you're part of the Performing Artists series, which is professionals, and we've had a lot of different types of music, so it should suit you well. So
great. We are really looking forward to coming back over to the other side of the pond.
Excellent.
Yeah, so we're really excited about it.
Good deal. Well,
and I can't wait to meet you, Jack.
All right, I'll be there. Do you guys come out during after the show or anything?
Yeah, well, if they do the merchandise table that most theatres or venues do, then we'll be out afterwards chatting to everybody we can.
Excellent. Well, I'll find you, and I'm looking forward to it.
Say hello.
I really enjoyed what I've seen online in your videos and things, so looking forward to it very much.
Those fun videos that we do about yeah,
and your performance is so great. Oh, there's the actress.
My daughter just popped on the. Let's go away, darling.
My daughter.
You can cut that out. You can edit that out. It's fine. It's hilarious.
Excellent.
She's like a ninja. Honestly, she does this all the time. She just creeps up on me.
Well, my daughter is the opposite. She'll be walking by while I'll be doing this, and she'll skulk down. And I'll say, "You want to come on?" No, I don't want to be on. So
that is so funny. She's definitely going to be on stage. Put it that way. Honestly,
I wonder where she gets that influence. I can't figure.
Yeah, I don't know.
You must be doing all right and having a good life if she's looking forward to it. That's good to hear.
Yeah, so. she's having. Yeah, she loves it, and I think she has seen the Barricade Boys once when we were in the UK doing a tour, but she was a little bit younger then. So I think if she came to see it now, she'd be like, amazed. But
excellent. Okay. Well, I don't want to take up too much of your time. I know you have some repacking to do, so I'll let you get to that.
More sweaters. Yes, thank you.
Well, take care. Safe travels, and we're looking forward to having you Saturday night, the 22nd, at the CPAC in Cedarburg. Thanks very much.
And that is actually Scott's birthday that day, so we'll probably make it an extra. Well, not that we'll make it any better, but it's a different special day. So
excellent, great, glad to hear it.
Thank you, Jack.
Well, thank you. Have a great day, and looking forward to meeting you.
It is time. We are queued up and ready for Dr. Ben Quist, the man with all the answers about heart health, heart everything, and perfect timing for Valentine's Day with everything about the hearts, Dr. Ben. I'm sure you have something huge planned for the missus. So So I know you want we can't let this drag on because you probably have the limo picking you up at a certain time. Then you're going to the florist and then to the cake shop. So we got to keep you on schedule.
Keep me on schedule.
Yes. How are you, Ben?
I'm good. I'm good, Jack. How are you doing?
Excellent. Excellent.
Good.
I missed you. My technology was we figured out it was my technology, something with they were having issues with my wireless company. So sorry about that.
No problem.
We didn't get to talk to you pre-Super Bowl. We can talk post-Super Bowl, or we can talk whatever you want to talk about. I have a question from Margot as well for you to contemplate.
Well, I've got a couple different possible topics for you, so you can kind of pick what you want to do.
Fire away.
I mean, we could do something heart health related if you wanted to, like, you know, different things you can do that don't cost you any money that help prevent heart disease. We could do 3 techniques for osteoporosis prevention that I just did a video on. So
let's do that since you just did a video
on
on
my
it.
Clients.
And you're hot on that. Let's do the osteoporosis, Ben. You've got that on the brain, and let's go. Let's fire away.
I think you and I talked not that long ago about the fact that many of the things that people typically do for treatments for osteoporosis aren't quite as effective as maybe they would hope, like calcium supplementation, that kind of thing. That's been, you know, it's been very disappointing in the research when you look at like, okay, we should be upping our calcium intake, you know, with this pill, and then, you know, then it doesn't relate really to preventing fractures, which is really what you want to do, right? You want to prevent bones from being broken, you know. So some of the pill related type of treatments don't seem to carry much water. But what I have seen over really the course of the last 2 decades or so, working with patients and personal training clients and things of that nature, is that, you know, really that a lot of people are coming in with this concern, especially women, you know, postmenopausal, you know, where they're having osteopenia or osteoporosis. And so it's a big deal. And I have had some really good success kind of either maintaining their bone density, you know, for years and years and years, or even building it up a little bit. And the secret sauce is really load bearing resistance. So strength training, anything that impacts the bones so that they get that stimulus from the outside world to say, hey, we need to get a little more density. We need to get a little stronger because this, you know, we're getting these different loads are being applied to our body, you know. So that's been kind of the main strategy. And I have a couple different like sub points on that of some things that maybe people could try either at home or if they are members of a gym, you know, some different things to maybe focus on if you are worried about or you have, you know, one of these different conditions.
Is the only way for you to find out if you have them from your doctor? Does doctor say, hey, you have osteoporosis or osteopenia is what you called it, I believe?
Yeah. So yeah, usually it's a standard check that they normally do. Usually it affects women more than men. It affects typically petite individuals more than heavier individuals for obvious reasons. If you're heavier, you're loading your bones more. Fair complected, blue-eyed people have a tendency to get it more, you know.
Really?
So yeah, you would go and get a bone density test, you know, from your doctor. And then osteopenia is simply low bone density, and osteoporosis is like clinically low, really low bone density.
Okay. Yeah, when I was a kid, they tested kids for osteoporosis, and then scoliosis was a thing. Is this related to scoliosis kind of thing or no?
No, this is just simply the density of the bones. So, and it's such an important thing because, you know, we really know that like falling and breaking a bone, you know, is one of the ways that, you know, people pass away, right? You know, so
Right.
you fall, you break your leg, you lay in bed with a, you know, kind of healing up, you get pneumonia, then you die, you know. So it is one of the major ways that people pass away. So it is really, really critically important to protect those bones and not have those falls. One point I want to make, you know, so a lot of people look at this and go, well, you know, until I get a diagnosis of osteoporosis or osteopenia, I'm going to just, you know, do my normal thing. Who cares? I don't have it yet. But, you know, it really is something where what you do in your youth, your 30s, your 40s, you want to build up a reserve of bone before you go into your middle age and your older years. So it's never too soon to start on load bearing exercise. You know, so it is just critically important. And that's why strength training again and again and again keeps coming up in the research as this amazing thing you can be doing for your body, not only to build stronger muscles, but stronger bones, tendons, ligaments, all that stuff, you know. So
yeah. the weight, it doesn't have to be heavy weights, right, Ben? I mean, you can start, it's like you don't wait to be first of all, and to your point about being diagnosed with it, why would you wait to be diagnosed with something? Why wouldn't you take proactive measures to do it so you don't get that? Because there's not, you tell me, you've taught me this. Every one of us, we reach a certain age, nobody escapes bone density loss naturally occurring, correct?
I mean, there's some people who, are kind of like genetically resistant to it, or maybe the things that they did in their, the earlier life, they don't go down that route. But yeah, but typically your bones are going to thin, your muscles are going to weaken, and it's just a natural process of aging. So, really our strategy is how do we defend and how do we push it back? How do we have that longer life and that more function in our life as we're going throughout our middle age into old age time frame. So and then bone density is just such a critical one. And so some of the things I've been having my clients do, which have been really effective, and actually my mom is one of them. So she's 81, and she was diagnosed with osteopenia probably 25 years ago, and she
Wow.
has not lost a titch. We were able to gain some bone back, and then she's not lost anything from doing some of these very things I'm going to tell you right now. And one of the most effective ones is just walking is a load bearing exercise. So
Really?
normally the areas that get affected by this type of thing that we're concerned with are like your femurs or your long bone of your leg, your pelvis, your lower back, like all of those areas, the spine, so those are the areas you want to kind of load. But walking, and then additional to that, adding a weighted vest to the walking as tolerated can be really, really powerful. And especially my seniors that I work with, like sometimes like they'll be, I have some women that are in their 70s that I work with, and they they kind of like cringe when I'm like, okay, put this weighted vest on, but it's great, and they tolerate it and they do well with it. So it is something where that has been a really effective strategy. And if you try to do so if you can walk without pain now, the next step would be to get some type of weighted vest from like Amazon, where the ones where you can do incremental increases to the weight are the best. So like you can buy one that goes from 1 to 10 pounds. So start off with 2 pounds, then try 4 pounds. And if the joints can handle it, and nothing bad happens, you can kind of just keep upping that weight. And then that extra weight really helps kind of give you an extra stimulus to strengthen the bones. So that's one strategy anyone can do anywhere.
Okay. And walking, yeah, anybody could do that. Ben, how often should someone do that if whether they've been diagnosed or they're just in the preventative proactive mode? How, like every day? Is it as an everyday thing?
Well, they recommend 150 minutes of moderate exercise per week for somebody. But if you look at the research on longevity, even going up to 300 minutes, which is a lot, right? So if someone was really serious about it, it could be a daily thing for a half hour. Get on the treadmill, go outside when the weather's nice, pop on your weighted vest and walk for 30 minutes. It was one of the best things you possibly can do.
It's certainly different than the stereotype when someone says weight training, they think bodybuilders a lot of times, right?
Yeah. Yep.
And this is
Totally.
not bodybuilding.
No, it's just it's just a technique that you can use in your arsenal to kind of keep the skeleton strong. So number 2, and this was another one where a lot of people kind of forget about this stuff, but jumping. So, and I know you and I have talked about it before, like, burpees and certain things. It's like, and after a certain age, it's like, I'm not doing that anymore. So,
Right.
But doing jumping. So like, for example, I had a customer who was in his 70s doing some jumping. When I'm talking jumping, these are very, very small jump squats. So he's barely leaving the ground. And I had him on a mat. So he's jumping on a slightly padded surface, but he's still getting a really nice bone load from doing that, and as the person can tolerate it, say it's someone who's in their 50s or 40s who's concerned about this, then yeah, heck yeah, jump squats are one of the best things you possibly could do. Jumping jacks, like any of those jumping type moves, and even bringing back the good old fashioned jump roping, right? Talk about a really nice, high impact, ground reaction forces popping into those feet and loading those bones. The jump rope is one of the best things. So any of those different jumping strategies, depending on the person's age, orthopedic situation, they can be really, really good.
See, you never know what you're going to hear out of Dr. Ben. I tried, even if you tried to predict what he was going to say, you never would have said he's going to talk about jumping strategies today, because no, I've never heard that term before. That's pretty
You
cool.
know, I mean, these are just common sense things that over the years I've started to use, and I have had almost 100% success rate with kind of maintaining bone density. So it's and now that I've been doing it for so long, I have kind of like a historical perspective, you know, of
Mhm.
working with patients and things. So it's
Mhm.
you know, so that's why I love sharing this stuff, because it's just easy things. And again, like jumping, you know, or jump roping, you don't have to be a member at a gym. You can do it in your basement. You can do it outside. You're like, you know, jumping jacks, you know, all of that kind of stuff, you know, to get that impact and that load.
Yeah.
It's great, you know. Are you ready for number 3?
I am. I can't
This is
say
the
wait.
final one. This is all you get
oh,
today. One more,
I
one
got
more
my pen ready.
technique.
All right, go ahead.
So the final one is the leg press machine. That is one of my favorites for loading, because it hits the exact bones that we're looking to load for osteoporosis, osteopenia. And the fact, you know, obviously you have to be a gym member, or I don't really know of anybody who has a leg press in their house, but that'd be kind of odd or weird, you know, but it could happen. I'm sure there's
Yeah.
somebody. But, you know, so when, you know, someone starts with the leg press, it's wonderful because you can start with such a lightweight, and you can very slowly, as you can tolerate it and as you get stronger, raise the weight, you know. So it's just a wonderful way to progressively load the tissue. And it's very, very safe.
And there's no jolting. There's no. That is a smooth. That's the one where you're sitting, right, and you push out the weights,
Yep.
whether you're at an angle or not. Correct.
Yeah, correct. Yep. So any of the different leg press variations, you know, pin loaded ones are kind of the easiest ones to set up. Many times it's people, you know, in their 50s, 60s, 70s that are doing these exercises. So the leg press is just a really good, you know, a good one to do. You know, obviously a younger individual could do barbell squats, you know, deadlifts are fantastic for bone density, you know, any of those different types of movements, but sometimes the body just doesn't allow as we get older.
Right. Great. And you have your mom doing this stuff.
Oh yeah. Yep.
So that old commercial, mom approved, kid tested, mom approved. That
yeah, yes, yeah, totally. You know, and just for she's been doing twice a week strength training now for over 2 decades now. You know, I think it was in her 60s or so when she got the diagnosis, and then, you know, but we've had, and she even had a fall, you know, a couple years ago and hit pretty hard on some pavement, didn't break a single bone.
Oh, great.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was,
great.
you know, that's kind of why we do this stuff, right?
And I was at the gym over lunch. There are people who are all age ranges in the gym. I mean, there's nothing to be afraid of going to the gym.
Hey, hang on one second, Jack. Hi guys. Oh, got it. Yeah, there's one back there, or there's a bathroom over there too. Yeah, yes, we always match. Nerds. Sorry. I'm at a pickleball place, and I'm playing some pickleball for Valentine's Day with my wife and 2 other lovely people.
You're not missing a game right now.
Pickleball has some good bone loading with pickleball too, Jack. You know.
There you go. Yeah. Oh man, you're something else. That's funny. Okay. What else you got for the bones?
I think that's it. I think we got a good, I mean, I wanted to kind of just go over those 3 different techniques, and some of them can be done from home. So, you know, and it's never too early to start. If it's something that concerns you and you're thinking about it already in your 30s or 40s, you should already be working on it, you know, because it's a lot easier to hold these things off when you're not in a bad situation. So it's a lot easier, just like heart disease or anything, it's a lot easier to prevent it than it is to fix it once it's going full steam.
Sure. Okay. Cool. What if someone, Ben, is watching and say, I'd like to talk to Ben specifically about, how do they get a hold of you, Ben? What's the best way to do that?
Well, they can call our main line at Form and Fitness Health Club in Grafton, and they can just ask to be transferred to my voicemail, you know, and then I to be very honest, I don't check it that frequently, but I do get back to everybody.
Oh, good.
Don't expect a return call in 30 minutes, but you know, it might be a day or two. But yeah, but anybody could leave a message, and I try to get back to every single person that calls.
Or they could do the email, correct? Info at Form and Fitness.
Yep, info at Form and Fitness. Yep, exactly. So if you have an older parent that is having some issues with this kind of stuff, you know, or it's something that concerns you, you know, one of our trainers, we have over 35 on staff, they all know how to do this stuff, you know, so it is a really, you know, come on in, get set up on a program, and let's all get strong.
Very
strong
cool.
With strong bones.
I'm not even going to bring up the M word that you exploded about last week, because that's got
which word?
The M word.
M word? Was it M?
M.
Got it. Okay.
Milk. That's not the bone.
Oh, milk. Oh my gosh. Yes. Yes.
Don't explode. Your head's gonna
I'm not
explode.
going to. You can't. You
Don't.
can get me. You can get me to explode one time today.
No,
I've been very
I know.
calm.
No,
I can't do it in here. I'm in somebody's business. I can't be really loud. I want to. I want to say something about milk now, but no, I'm not gonna say anything.
All right. Well, you have fun with Gretchen. Have a wonderful day. It's nice that you guys are doing something together. That's healthy. That's good. And all right, I have one question. Can you do one question?
Yes.
What is your favorite restaurant and why? I guess that's 2 questions.
My favorite restaurant?
Yeah, and why?
So it's funny you asked that. I have a new favorite.
Okay.
I love Forage Kitchen in Whitefish Bay. Forage Kitchen.
Oh, there's one in
Silver
Whitefish
Spring.
Bay.
Yeah.
We've been to in Madison. That's when we did.
Yes, I know they have multiple locations, but I
Oh.
am so impressed with what they're doing in that place. You know, where they're, and that's exactly, we need more of that kind of stuff here in America. We need more people opening places that are full on super healthy for people, where food actually tastes good. You can get it fast. You know,
It's
I'm
fantastic.
so impressed with that.
I didn't know they were
restaurant.
here. That's great. Margot's going to be doing cartwheels. We love that place, but every time we were near Madison, we'd go to it. Down
Yeah, it opened in the Bay. I don't win it relatively recently, but I go to yoga down there, and so like then I saw it. I'm like, oh, cool. So
Excellent and really tasty. All right.
yeah, really
Great.
good stuff. Yep.
We're not always on the same page on food, but this time we are, Ben. That's fantastic.
Wow, this is like a first.
It
This
is.
a first.
It is. It's Valentine's Day. Everybody's happy. So,
Yes.
all right. Well, thanks very much. Good info. Good job. Get back, go out there and make sure you don't try too hard and let other people win every once in a while.
Yeah, I will. I'll make sure everyone has a chance.
All right. Happy VD, as I say to everybody.
Oh, God. Thanks, Jack. Happy VD.
I'm an
to
old
you too.
romantic at heart. So
Yes.